I think it goes by generation, and you know, definitely for me, I think you look towards the person that's doing the best at the time, and for me it was Ayrton Senna, who was, you know, absolutely dominating the sport, and was always exciting to watch, but, you know, fast, but could also, you know, he was the kind of guy that would pull off moves that you never think were possible.
In Brazil growing up, my racing hero was Ayrton Senna, and he was a kind of the driver that it was a complete driver, you know, aggressive, very hard worker, and putting all this thing together, he seemed to be not very happy with just finished second, you know, and that was the kind of a guy that I always admire.
It's funny to say you have an idol and you have somebody that you think you want to be like, and then all of a sudden 10 years later you meet the person and you become friends with, and this person helps you when you're racing. And he comes to your team owner one day back in 1993. I was about to sign a contract. I had a one-deal race and I was starting on the pole in Germany, and he comes to the truck, you know, and knocks on the door, and my team owner opens the door, and that it's Senna right there, and he says, "Hey, how are you? Can I speak to you? I'm Ayrton Senna." The guy goes, "Well, I know," and he says, "See that guy over there? He's better than me." And I had a job for the full year, so I have to say, a lot of people don't have the pleasure to meet their idols and their heroes, and I had that. Unfortunately, he didn't live long enough for me to enjoy him more.
Just remember, you know, watching Nelson Piquet a lot, him being my favourite driver. I remember when he broke his legs here at the Speedway. Yeah, and it's funny, you know, that's the guy that I followed, like, you know, he was my hero. And then when I raced in England, raced against Nelson Piquet Jr., his son. And then I actually saw Nelson Sr. there as well, so that was pretty cool.
You know, my racing hero is my dad. And you know, you can look at guys like Michael Schumacher, who's accomplished so much, Mario Andretti, who's I would say is very similar to my dad, AJ Foyt. You know, these guys that the reason they're heroes are because they achieve success in everything. You know, my dad won Sebring. He won Daytona. He won the Indy 500. He competed in Formula One, competed in NASCAR. I mean, he drove everything.
I didn't have a hero. I didn't. I had role models and people that I learned from, but I did not have an idol or anybody that I wanted to be like necessarily. So everybody was more of a teacher.